Okay, today we'll be discussing issues pertaining to retail shop management. This retail shop management could be a grocery, a supermarket, or a hawker, or sometimes it could be a hardware, a cosmetic shop, or another shop. Yeah, regardless of whatever, it could be a clothing line shop. Yeah, so whenever you have got a shop, for example, what kind of items should be there, and you also you need to appreciate to say whenever you have got a shop, what is important for you to appreciate is what kind of items should you procure within that particular shop. So you need to also look at what kind of products should you be able to give. So it depends on the location where you are. You might be like in a remote location. There are certain kind of soap, for example. You can't have Maki, for example, this kind of soap in a remote area. You can't have Omo, for example, in a remote area. But maybe there might be other products which you need to buy for the remote area. Yeah? Soap like Protex, maybe you might not have it in a rural setup. So that's what is also very, very important for you to appreciate before you buy any kind of material. So whenever you're buying this kind of material, you should be able to appreciate to say what kind of material. You should also be able to appreciate in terms of the use. I'll give an example like this one. This one is Omo, but you might need to understand what kind of ingredients are here, and also what kind of the usage and all that. Because if you're having Omo, for example, a customer comes in and he says, the Omo is not here, but you want to be able to tell him. Also, even Boom works like Omo because it has got this, which is also contained in what? In Omo. So you need to understand your products by understanding the product information in terms of the use, and also when you can use that kind of. And also, what is important in most cases is also to check the expiry date of the products. I'll give an example. Sobo. Okay, let me see like Sobo here. You might have Sobo, and you might find that maybe Sobo has got some kind of expiry date, which is around March 2024. So if Sobo is expiring on March 2024, you should be able to appreciate to say, okay, what's the expiry date? Because that's also very, very important for you when you are ordering. You can say, no, by March I would have sold this particular item. And also what you need to also to appreciate is that you need to have whenever you are receiving this kind of goods, you should have a goods received note, and also you should be able to document your receipts to say which items have you received in the shop and when did you receive and what are the prices. For example, if prices have gone up, you might need to raise your products, and you don't have to forget to raise your products. And also what is important for you also at the same time is also to look at having the shop at the right place and also at the right price, and also you should have the right product within the shop. Yeah, so people talk about the P's, and you should have to say, okay, is my location convenient to customers, for example? So that's what we're talking about, the right price, the right place. And also you should look at the right price. Am I charging the right price compared to my competitors, for example? Because people will be able to compare, for example, to say a child, if you tell her good bread is 1,400 kwacha, for example, and someone says, no, I think there's a shop up there which is selling bread 1,350. A boy will be able to go to where he is going to buy this item at 1,350, because the 50 kwacha to him is of much value. Yeah, so that's also is very, very important for you to appreciate. So you look at also issues of substitutes, for example. Yeah, substitutes, you might need to appreciate to say, okay, for example, here I was talking about Maki. There's Omo, there is Boom here, yeah, there is Sunlight here, which are also powders, but you might find this could be substitutes. Yeah, so if someone finds this, might not be able, finds that this one is not there, can be able to buy Omo. If Omo is not there, can be able to buy Boom, and if Boom is not there, can be able to buy Sunlight. And also at the same time here, for example, there is Fruite, there is Sobo. So you find that someone can be able to say, okay, if Sobo is not there, I'll be able to buy Fruite. And because they are near, it's easier for one to compare. Likewise here, where you have peanut butter, and also you might have stock here, so be able to say, oh, okay, because I'm looking for stock, but stock is not there, but no, I'll get peanut butter. Yeah, so you are giving people a substitute. So this kind of products you might need to be closer or near each other. And also at the same time, we look at complements, for example. So a complement could be to say, okay, if you are looking for stock, margarine, for example, there is a milk here, so you'll be able to get milk because you want stock, but also stock and coffee. compliments, because if you want to go once this one, might be able also to get this, and also at the same time might also be able to get sugar, for example here, might also be able to get, or even maybe peanut butter there, but also even bread. So even bread maybe was supposed to be like here, so that whenever it picks, so from someone wanted just to buy one product, but may end up buying the different products or several products, just because even if the milk is here, for example, a liquid milk, will be able to buy also. So that's what is very, very important for you to appreciate whenever you are setting up your shop. And also let us look at issues of the order level. For example, you need to look at your shop to say, okay, if these products are here and these things will expire in March 2024, for example, you should be able to look to say, okay, if you buy new products, which you might find that maybe they're expiring in September 2024. So when you are to order such kind of products, you might need to look at it to say, okay, what kind of when you want to bring those products, the new products, you might need to look at to say, okay, maybe I will remove this first, then place the new items at the back there, and this will come in front, so that people are picking these which are expiring near, which is March, compared to get items which are expiring in September. So that's what we call stock rotation within the shop, so that you're able to rotate your products so that people are able to get what is value for money. So that's what is very, very important for you to appreciate. And that at the same time, we look at the issue of order level. For example, what going to make a decision to say, okay, how many products should I order and when should I order? So you should be able to look at the amount of items that are sold within a day. So if you see that maybe you sell 5 sobo within a day, for example, it means to say, if you are able to order, for example, from the time you place an order to the time you get the products, it takes 5 days. So that's the ready time that you need to appreciate it, to say you should have stock enough for 5 days. So if you sell five squash bottles, it means you should have 25 bottles. Well, the moment your product has reached to the level of 25 bottles, you should be able to order new products, because by the 5th day you have not have stock, but on the 6th day, the day you might need to have the new items. But if you had 5, you might need to look at buffer stock now to say you have other stock which have remained within the shop. So on the 6th day, you might find you have still 5 squash bottles. So you are controlling one, avoiding issues of expiry of the that kind of product, but also to ensure that your customers are always so sober within the shop. So that's what also is very important. So you should talk about the 25. That's the order level now we're talking about. The time you place an order, what kind of items you should have from the time we place an order to the time we receive the order. And we also talk about top 20 lines. I think this is very, very important. For example, top 20 lines, I'll give an example to say, in a shop, you might need to have some kind of product. So depending on the size of shop, you can agree to say, okay, my shop, maybe I should have these items, the items which should always be in the shop. And if I don't have them in the shop, it might lead to customers not to have okay, you lose sales because you don't have such kind of items. So these are items which you don't have to, you need to have in the shop. So I'll give example, items like stock, items like sugar, it could be items like bread and other things. So you can agree with your shop depending on your sales to say which are the top lines within this particular shop. So that's is also very, very important for you to appreciate. And also you look at the issues of merchandise, which is also very, very important. I think items which are close or they are related in one way and another might need to be at the same shelf. So that's also very, very important. And also at the same time, you should also be having the frequent asked questions to say which items people tend to look for in this particular shelf. So you should also be able to order such kind of products. And also, at least what is important also for you is to have the product knowledge. You should be able to know your products. I'll give an example. This is Boom, for example. You should be able to know the ingredients and all that, and also maybe what is it you used it for, That's the product knowledge I'm talking about. So you should have product knowledge, because when a customer says, okay, I'm looking for this product, but seems you don't have. No, but this one also works like the product that you are looking for. So, for example, someone is looking for a product for a painkiller, for example. You should have Panadol, you might have Parapen, headaches. So you should be able to explain to the person to say, this one, the ingredient which is in Panadol is also in this one. So you should be able to look at that and also be able. And also other thing that is also important is to look at issues of stock take, to say how do you do stock taking within the shop. So maybe how soon you should do the stock taking, or the frequency within a year. Is it every 3 months? Yeah, so that's also very, very important. How soon you do the stock taking, and who should do the stock taking, and also make sure that whenever you're in the shop, should be handed to someone who should be responsible, like a manager, for example. Yeah, so this one would be your son or whatever, but that one should be responsible for doing the sales and all that, and everyone should be accountable. And every day should be able to record the sales that have been made. You can have the point of sale machine also, but also sometimes you can have a book to record if you don't have the point of sale machine, to look at each and every day sales and the receipts that have come in each and every day and all that, and also damaged items each and every day. You should be able to, because that's what is important during stock taking. Because during stock taking, you count the items which are on the shelf. This is the stock on hand, for example, and you add it to the receipts, well, the items that you had received, and also reduce by the sales. So you reduce by the sales, and also maybe reduce by the damaged products and all that. So that's when you come up with the expected the sales minus the receipts. You should be able to give you the stock on hand. So that's what is very, very important for us to appreciate during the stock taking. Yeah. So there's also need to have some precious products, for example. Yeah, there are certain products which you should not be able to put them on the shelf, for example. There might be some products which are very, very expensive. I'll give example, like here we have whiskey, which is very, very expensive. It's around 22,000. So, and even here we have got white label, which is maybe 32,000. So might be expensive. So that kind of even we have here Chivas, which is 22,000. So it's very, very expensive. You might not have it on the shelf. For example, you might need to have a shelf which is near the counter, so that you're able to control. So because if someone steals that kind of a product, you might be able to lose a lot. So it's just like here, you might have this kind of product which you need to be able to keep them at. So that's what I'm talking about when you talk about the precious products, and also certain small items like these ones. These are very small items which has to be near the till, and also it's very, very important. And also at the same time, what is important also, like here, for example, the complement of this could be the brushes, for example, but they are not here. So if you have good brushes here, someone when he buys kiwi will be able to get the brushes, which is very, very important. And also at the same time, you should also look at the cleanliness of the shop, the ventilation of the shop, to say if products, people should be able to see the products. Yeah? We will make sure the shop is always clean. And also sometimes, how do you control against rats and all that? And how do you control against rats and all that, which is very, very important. And also issues of markup. Whenever prices have gone up, we should be able to increase your products. If likewise, whenever prices have gone down, you should also be able to reduce your prices. So this is also, if you are responding to the market, because there are some people who are good at that thing, and if you don't do that, they might not be able to be happy with you, because they know that the products has gone down, but you're not reducing. So you should be able to count how many products are there and be able to. But also what is important also in this little business, try as much as possible to engage the key suppliers who can be able to, you can engage so that they're able to supply to you on credit, for example. Yeah, so that's also very, very important. They can be able to supply you on credit, and also you should be able to engage the service providers or the suppliers, the manufacturers, with the issues of promotion, what kind of products are on promotion, and maybe your shop should be included amongst the promotion issues. So I think what we are discussing in this particular session is all about the retail business, to say how do you manage the retail business. So it's very, very important for you to appreciate. For example, here, when you talk about the substitutes, you have Doom here, maybe here we are supposed to have the coils, for example. Yeah. So if someone looks at Doom and says, hey, it's expensive, we'll be able to get the coils. So it's also very, very important, as I said. And even sometimes when you are putting up your items, for example, in the shop, I think if you see here, we have this kind of products which are heavy, they are up there, but maybe this kind of items were supposed to be down here. So like here, the heavy items should be down here, and those which are not heavy should be up there. Yeah, so you can have like this kind of pads, and they could be up there, just because, yeah, like this ones could be up there. Maybe here a few things, but the bells could be up there, just to show one, they cannot damage the shelf, and also at the same time you might find if it falls, the damage might not be all that heavy. But if you have got bottles, for example, the glass bottles, you might find they can be able to break down when they fall down. So that's also very, very important when it comes to issues of merchandise. So in short, this is what I wanted to share with you in terms of what kind of products you should be able to be keeping in the shop. So what is important for us to appreciate, as I said earlier on, is to say that's how you should be able to manage your shop. You should be able to understand your shop, know your products, know when to order, what to order, and why you should be able to order such kind of products. So that's very, very important. So thanks so much for today's session. If you want to know more about this kind of session, or maybe I can train you on how you should be able to keep your merchandise, and also how to stock them, how do you do stock taking, or can help you do stock taking and all that. You can be able to reach out to me 0999 386677 999 386677, or you can be able to email to ccg@changeconsult.org. We can be able to help you and be a professional when it comes to merchandise. I think there's a lot that I can be able to share with you, but what is important for you to appreciate, these are some of the key things which are very, very important for you to succeed in any business. So it could be a hardware. In a hardware, I should be able to understand, to say, okay, for example, if someone is looking for brake pads for service, for example, when you are doing service, what kind of products that are needed when it comes to could be the brake pads, could be air filter, oil filter, and all that. So that's why it's very, very important for you to appreciate, and those things should be able to have them, and what kind of brands you should be able to keep them, and also for which vehicles are commonly used, common in Malawi, for example, and which items, or even you can be able to keep it for some items for your key customers, for example, so that your key customers shouldn't go to another shop whenever they look, because once they go to another shop, because your product is not there, you should be able to. That's why even it's important to do what we call inter-branch transfer, for example. If you don't have an item, you can be able to ask your customer to wait, so that you can be able to get that kind of product from another shop. That's why if you go to hardwares in town, like maybe Lilongwe, Blantyre, or Nrande or Kawale, you might find that there's no shop who will tell you to say we don't have that product, but they're able to get it from another hardware, from a friend hardware, just to ensure they're able to satisfy the customer. Yeah, so even you can be able to tell the customer to say no, but we can give you these ones, the others maybe we can drop at your house or at your shop, and all that, just to ensure that you keep the customer. So that's what is very, very, very important. Although maybe you might not be able to make a profit, but you're making a profit through the customer relationship that exists between you and that particular customer. So you are looking for future business, just to ensure that you are able to keep that kind of. But if you tell someone no, we don't have such kind of a product, I think sometimes it doesn't go well. But it's always important for you to be able to. You can explain to him, so we don't have it now, but maybe by 4 we might be able to get it from our warehouse, we might be able to get it from another shop and all that. Yeah, some customers will understand and be able to come back and be able to buy such kind of things. So that's what is very good. So what is important for you is to understand your customer needs. What do they want? What are the frequently asked products and all that? I think that's what is very, very important for us to appreciate. Yeah, so thanks so much for listening to this particular video. Follow my YouTube channel on YouTube, and you get more insights regarding different areas. Thank you so much.